One of Prince Edward Island's most popular industries is the sport of harness racing, which attracts thousands of fans every year. It also features Old Home Week, which is one of the island's most popular money-making events of the summer. Now, behind the sport of harness racing are hundreds of dedicated men and women who work hard every day to produce a show for spectators. Now, with all the money that Red Shores makes on a race card, you would think there'd be big purse money to be won, and that harness racing would be an easy way to make a living. Well, if you think that, I'm afraid to tell you that you're wrong. Compared to places like Ontario, the island races for significantly smaller purses. Now, for example, the same class of horses races for $1,800 on the island and $7,600 in Ontario. Now, that doesn't sound like island horsemen are making a very good living. And if that wasn't bad enough, if you'll finish first, you only get 50% of the purse, 25% for second, 15% for third, 10% for fourth, and a measly 5% for fifth place. And if you finish sixth or more, you don't get anything. And horses aren't cheap to have either. You have to factor in the gas that you burn going to the track, the feed for the horses, supplements you might give them, paying your driver, not to mention food whenever you're at the track. And they still eat literally like horses all the other 6 days of the week. So by the time the race is over, you have a fairly large bill, and I guarantee it will make your bank account cry. Now, the smallest purse that we race for on the island is $900. So imagine hauling your horse to town every week to race in that same class. Every week. Finishing fourth or fifth. Every week. That's only $90 to $45. Now, that might make it a little bit hard to make a profit from that. And it's even worse if you finish sixth. So where do all the big bucks that Red Shores make, where does all that go? Why can't they raise their purses a little bit just to make it a little bit more worthwhile for the people who put on the show? Now, a big result of this problem is the shortage of horses on the island, because people just can't afford to race here, so they have to go to places like Ontario just to be able to gain a profit. And the old guys who have big stables and lots of money, they're getting fairly scarce, and they used to be able to afford to race every week, but now the young people, there's a big shortage of them too. So who's going to be able to take on the sport of harness racing whenever the old guys are gone? Now, if things don't start to change soon, there's going to be a big change in the industry, and I can guarantee that it's going to affect island tourism significantly.